Hello, one and all. Welcome into another episode of, I guess, the podcast formerly known as the Nerdopolis podcast, but we'll figure that out as we go. This is episode 2. We're here to discuss movies, games, collectibles, and anything else that falls under that there nerdy umbrella. And I guess this is the one where we name the show. Before we get started, though, a quick PSA. Black Lives Matter, trans lives are human rights. Trans rights are human rights, sorry. Love is love. No human is illegal. Science is legit. This show is meant to be a safe space for us all to get together and nerd out every single week, hopefully. We'd appreciate you showing kindness to your fellow human beings who like to hang out here with us. And if you don't, the door is right behind you. I am your host for this episode, Mr. Mitch George, joined, as always, for the second time by the suave Salvatore Di Vittorio, a.k.a. Jigsaw. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Mitchell. How are you?
I am good. I'm less good because we got to figure out a new name for the show. Because for those who are unaware, we may or may not have been served a cease and desist at the end of our last episode. So we figured we would take tonight to kind of retool it a bit and interact with y'all here on Twitch, if y'all are interested, and then also after the fact on Twitter, YouTube, wherever you can find us. We want to hear your thoughts on what we can name this thing other than a train wreck, because it seems like that's what we're off to.
Can we do train wreck podcast?
I'm sure the train wreck podcast exists, all about the seminal Amy Schumer romantic comedy train wreck, and that is not this show.
You know what? I honestly thought we would have to change the name. I'm kind of hurt. Nerdopolis, real good name. Should have known it was taken.
Of course, every good name is taken on the internet. It would just be better if it wasn't by another podcast.
Yeah. Oh well. Next time we start a podcast,
we'll do it right the first time. The next time we don't do this again, because I'm never doing this again. This is
next time for the first time.
For the first time again in a long time. But no, we're gonna do that. So yeah, if you are checking us out here on Twitch live every week, we're gonna record this. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
So far, it seems like Thursday.
So far, but if we bring other hosts into the mix, then maybe it won't be, but we'll see. So yeah, we appreciate the follows there if y'all are around and doing that, as well as on Twitter, where you can be found at NerdopolisNet for now. Spotify, iTunes, we're all over the place on the podcast services. If you do listen to us on one of those and would be kind enough to drop us a 5-star review, it is very much appreciated, because with something so new, it can't hurt to have eyes and ears and peepers on it as early as possible, except for the fact that we're 2 episodes in and changing the entire thing.
Changing the name, changing the game. That's us.
That was the plan from the get-go, so that's what we're going to do. But Sal, other than us, lamenting for a week on, oh God, what's going to happen with this podcast and its name and whatever, what you been up to?
A little bit, I guess. Nothing hectic or anything. More chill things I've been up to.
I mean, it's the end of the summer. I get it. Things are kind of winding down. Taking her easy. It's good to hear.
This has definitely been the slowest work week I've had to work in a long time.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
Not that it's been busy. It's just it's such a drag of a week. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. It's felt like Friday twice. So
maybe it's just coming off the holiday, mate. Like here in Ontario, for those who aren't aware, we just had a public holiday, so maybe it's that. But I don't know, bud.
It could be that. It could just be. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to work anymore. Maybe I'll just win the lottery. Who knows?
Do that. We can pay for some actual branding.
Yeah, and a better webcam.
We've got at least 2 webcams that have been offered up to you. I am bringing at least one of them to Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
And you will take it and put it in your pocket, and then going through security, you're going to have to tell them why you have this webcam in your pocket, and then that's just another marketing opportunity.
I cannot wait for us to get stopped going into watch wrestling because you took a webcam to the ACC.
No, you're taking the webcam. I'm just giving it to you.
Give it to me after the show.
No. So other than work feeling slow as always, or slower than ever, I guess, how are things?
They're good. What have I done? This week I hit my monthly do I want an OLED switch. Got real close this time. Almost did it, and then I decided, you know what? No.
The minute you do is when they'll announce the next one.
That's why.
So for all of us that are waiting, Can you just get it over with already?
Nah, we're good. We'll do a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
go fund me to get you another Switch.
yeah, and then we can raffle mine. We can autograph it. It'll be the first ever formerly known as Neuropolis podcast raffle, and it's my old Switch.
It's the
With
first piece of memorabilia for this show that's going to change before next week, hopefully.
it's going into the Smithsonian.
No, the
Uh,
Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
there we go.
because we're just rock stars on the mic, right?
Obviously. But yeah, no. Like I usually end up just wanting it because I want a better battery. But if it was stronger, I would have bought one by now.
I was going to say that it just doesn't. At least for me, what's held me off is it just doesn't feel like a strong enough upgrade.
Yeah.
I want something that feels substantial. I want my new Nintendo Switch, the way we got the new 3DS. I don't want to feel like I'm going to invest in this half step like the 3DS. Like, let's just take a step back. We'll go back to the 3DS life cycle. Like, what did you own in that console generation? Because I feel like that was the one where I owned the most variations.
The 3DS generation?
Yeah.
Fuck. I owned all of it. I had a black regular 3DS, the cosmic black one or whatever it was
The
called.
launch one?
The launch
The glossy one?
I had a glossy launch one. I loved that thing. It looked so cool. I wanted the purple one. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I just caved and got the black one.
Yeah.
And then I got they're on my desk actually.
Okay, you do that. I'll walk through a little bit of what I did in that I also had a launch black 3DS. Got those ambassador games, was so hyped for it. And then they announced the 3DS XL. I'm like, oh, I want that one instead.
That's what I did.
So I sold my 3DS to my buddy I worked with when X and Y came out, Pokemon X and Y. So we could play that. On breaks at work. We actually, I have a funny story about that. Getting that game, it came out a day that we had to work. Like this job that we both worked was just working evening or weekends and holidays.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we ended up working the day this game came out, but we did. Maybe
It was Thanksgiving weekend.
it dropped on a Sunday. That was when Nintendo would release new games on Sundays for some reason.
Was it Sunday?
It was. I'm pretty sure. I will fact check that in a minute, but
Yeah.
that game came out and we went to work that day, and thank God I don't work there anymore because I can admit to this, that I got all my work done in like an hour and then just played Pokemon for 7 hours and got paid for it. It was
There
great.
you go.
So yeah, that was me. And then from there, I gave that one to my sister so she could play Animal Crossing, and I bought the new 2DS XL Pokeball edition. And that is my final 3DS, unless I buy another one as like a backup just to have, because I got so many good memories and games for that thing that I never want that 2DS XL to die, and it will. That's I'll be very sad.
Let me see. But yeah, no, I did sort of similar to what you did. I upgraded to this bad boy when X and Y came out. Popped into a Future Shop after school one day.
Oh, Future Shop. Okay, that's a throwback.
Walked right into Future Shop. I got the last blue one. They had like 3 red ones because I was getting X. I wanted the blue one. And
see, I was Team Y. Eviltall just was a cooler box legendary.
I wanted the blue game. That's about it.
All right.
My brother wanted Y. I didn't want to argue, so I just took whatever.
It's easier that's where I ended up with Scarlet and Violet. Of my sister wants Violet because she likes the color purple. And
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get the red one. I don't care.
That's why I want Violet. I want the purple one.
Because you want the purple one. I know.
I want the purple one.
There's a reason why her branding is purple and blue.
Yeah.
Because Sal has an aesthetic.
Usually, like for just for Pokemon, I usually let my brother pick because he's like, I want this one because this, and this. I'm like, okay, I'll just trade whatever I want. I don't care.
They're all the same. And thank you, Roadman Irk, in our Twitch chat. Team Y for days, 100%.
Oh, man. But yes, continuing that, I had that 3DS for a while, and then the new 3DSs came out. This story's fucking tragic because I had the Majora's Mask one for a total of a day.
What?
I opened it up when I got home, picked it up during school, went home, opened it up. Touchscreen was faulty.
Oh, no.
Faulty touchscreen. It started pressing stuff on its own. Went to EB Games, returned it very regretfully. And then I just picked up a red one because I needed a 3DS.
Yeah, you got to play them games, right?
So I had the red one. I had a red 3DS XL for the longest time. And then what did I do? I picked up the Super Nintendo one because it looked
Oh,
cool.
that's a good one.
It's sitting on my shelf because I don't want to fuck with it. I
It's
played it a bit.
pretty.
It's
It's
nice. I
pretty.
don't want to fucking ruin it. So then EB Games had some promo. So I got this purple 2DS for like $100.
Yeah.
And this has been my main one that I play around with still to this day. And then I have the Super Nintendo one that I don't want to ruin because it just looks too nice.
I was tempted to not take the Pokeball one out of the box and just buy another one, but then I realized I needed something to play these games that I still wanted to play since my sister was taking the 3DS XL, which I should probably get back from her. I think she still has it sitting somewhere in an apartment.
Yeah. No, I
But
wanted the. There was a few different editions I wanted. They had some nice 3DSs.
and that's
The
I was going to say that's my worry with the Switch is they're going to do something. We've already seen themed Switches with Animal Crossing, and there was
Diablo
that
had
Disney,
one.
Diablo had one. The Disney Tsum Tsum Festival had one in Japan, I think.
My favorite game.
Hey, don't knock on them Tsum Tsums. That makes Disney a lot of money, but not as much as the
Mitch,
parks.
Mitch,
Do we
if
need
you
to get
had a
into
gun
this?
to my head and you said name a Disney Zoom Zoom, I'd say pull the trigger. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You don't know what Tsum Tsum? They're like those little. They look like they're based on the characters, but they're like these little stuffed things. They look like sausages,
Are they
like
Zoom
flat faces.
Zooms?
Zoom.
Oh, Zoom with the T.
TSUM. TSUM.
Oh, I know. I
Tsum
have. I know
Tsums.
what these things. I think I have. I don't. My
Yeah,
sister has a Woody and Buzz. I think.
yeah. There was a Xenoblade Switch as well. Mike's got us in the chat.
Is there a Xenoblade one?
I think so.
There's a control. I
Or
have
there was a
controllers.
Monster Hunter controller for sure. I don't know if there was
I
also a
have both of
console.
those. I have
Of
both
course you
Monster
do.
Hunter controllers. Like one's here. I got the one for Sunbreak right on my desk. It's a nice
Of course you did, because you're a big old nerd, just like the rest of us.
got that one. The other one's over there charging. It took everything in me not to like cave and get like the Diablo and the Monster. I almost bought the Monster Hunter Switch too. I had that ordered for a while and I decided no.
Yeah, I can't pull I can't reasonably pull the trigger on another Switch, because the thing with all of the 3DSs is what was the catalyst to me upgrading was having someone to sell my old one to. And I think I can at least sell the old one because it is a launch Switch. So there's,
Yeah.
jailbreaky things you can do with that, which is not something I
Homebrew.
want to do, but someone will homebrew it.
I'll do it.
But for me, I can sell that and then make up the difference for whatever the next Switch is. But like we were saying, I want it to feel substantial. I don't want to feel like I'm getting a half measure on this, multi-$100 upgrade to the console.
Yeah.
Mike made a joke, the Pokemon Switch Lite, and honest to God, that was tempting.
The one that looked like Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, the Diamond and Pearl one was real nice.
I like that one. That was cool. That was based on the DS Lite that came out. That I
It
never
was
got.
based on the DS Lite that came out.
Xenoblade was a Pro controller. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That was a cool controller too. I think I have 3 Pro controllers. Do I have the Smash one?
I still like the Smash one. The Smash one was my favorite. Or the Splatoon one was nice too.
The Splatoon one is nice.
It's got the green and the pink.
Did I buy the Smash? No, I didn't. I waited. I bought the Monster Hunter one. That's
See, I just bought plain ones because I was able to get them secondhand. So I think I paid combined for 2 controllers what one would have cost me, because those Pro controllers are not cheap.
I bought one at launch with my Switch because I knew I played that. I went to a Breath of the Wild event. No, it was a Switch event. That was ones with the invites for my Nintendo or whatever it was a couple of years ago.
I mean, a couple of years ago, the Switch has been out for like 5 years.
Yeah, that's a couple.
Yeah. That's not a couple. Okay, if you take out the COVID years, sure, it's a couple, but that's
the
half
last
a
2 years don't
decade.
exist.
Sal, if the Switch were a child, it would be going into kindergarten this year.
Yeah, it's a little munchkin.
It might be a little munchkin, but that's like a fully grown person that can do things and say words.
Yeah, it's a couple of years.
They're not good words or, comprehensible.
The Switch
Say
may or may not be potty trained at this point, but still, regardless.
I would hope at the age of 5 it was potty trained, but I get it. It's hard.
Some kids are different, Mitch.
Kids are challenging.
Yeah, what was I saying? I went to the Switch event. I played Breath of the Wild and a couple other things. And from the day that I held that Pro controller, I knew that these Joy-Cons were only getting used in handheld. There's no playing that with my TV.
Well, and even then,
I bought it never dies. I have to charge it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also bought the Fixture S1, which is basically a Pro Controller grip for the Switch, and I've misplaced it, and I'm really disappointed in myself, and I'm probably just going to have to buy another one
I have a grip. So I
because,
have the Satisfy grip. Those are awesome.
I want to
I
be able
like
to use the Pro Controller. What's up?
There's a fact. How
What's
old
Carmen?
the
Hello.
Switch is.
Okay, how old's the Switch?
We got engaged when the Switch came out.
Did I have the Switch? I would have had the Switch on the trip that we got engaged,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah.
It was brand
Mitch,
new.
you're a nerd. You bought the Switch at launch.
Well, it wasn't new. No, it came out in March, right?
March.
March of 2018 or 2017? 2017, right?
Animal Crossing. 2017, yeah. I got the Animal Crossing.
When did Breath of the Wild come out?
Launch. It came out in March.
No, I know, but that's the date the Switch came out.
March something.
March 3rd, 2017. And I got engaged 8 months after that. No,
2018.
6 months after that.
2018.
I can't believe Breath of the Wild
We got engaged in
we got
2018?
engaged 6
I
months
got
later.
engaged in 2017.
Was it 2017? No, 2018.
Switch is
Okay.
a child that we're really bad father.
Shows what I know about our engagement and everything.
That's what you know
But,
about us.
yeah, I don't know anything. But yeah, I gotta find the Fixture grip or buy another one because we're planning a trip now. You and I have been actually. You know what? Let's talk about your viral tweet real quick because it ties into what I want to talk about. So go for it. Give us your hockey facts of the day.
Yeah, we're jumping the gun with what I did this week because today, a little bit of hockey news to bore
Well,
you guys.
we already said you're not getting a Switch OLED. You're gonna wait like the rest of us and get the next one.
So Robin Lehner, goaltender for the Vegas Golden Knights, out for the season, hip injury. Sucks. Hope he recovers. Like him, nice player.
Yeah, he seems like a nice person
Golden Knights kind of suck. They
as a franchise. Yeah.
as a franchise, terrible. For those of you who don't know, they had All-Star Stanley Cup winning goalie Marc-Andre Fleury on their roster from the start of their franchise. They traded him in the offseason without a warning, without a phone call or anything, to a team he didn't even want to go to. And his agent tweeted out, during the middle of the season, there was trouble with the goaltending situation, so they tweeted out this picture, his agent, of Marc-Andre Fleury playing and a sword stabbed through the back. So, of course, this situation, I took it as an opportune time to post a picture again, just because the Golden Knights admin hasn't seen enough of this picture. This was at lunchtime, right about 253 likes and counting. So,
Yeah, you jumped on a good train there, but I'm trying to find the tweet so I can throw the link in the chat.
I'll throw the link in the chat.
I was gonna say you're probably closer to it than I am.
Mm-hmm.
But so the reason that ties into what I was talking about is because we are now considering doing so. My wife and I got married in 2020. If you want to check that out, it's on my Twitch channel.
Check my wedding out.
Yeah, you want to just check out my wedding real casual like. No, but it was a weird time, right? 2020 was a year where nothing happened, yet everything happened. And 2021 wasn't much better. We haven't taken a vacation since we got married. So we're trying to figure out where we're going to go. And we've been talking for a while. Oh, we'll go to Europe. Oh, we'll just keep it local, do like Ottawa or go out west to BC. We thought about going to the East Coast, but we're going to a wedding there next year. So we're going to hold off on that trip. So now we're thinking, okay, Carmen messages me the other day and she's just like, let's go to Vegas. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And you know, the first thing I did, Sal,
Golden
was I
Knights
went and
ticket.
looked at the Toronto Maple Leafs schedule for 2022, 2023 to see when they were playing in Vegas. Cause I'm like, great, we're going to go to Vegas in February. It's going to be reasonable. We're going to go see a Leafs game. It's going to be great. They play Vegas like the second or third week of the season.
Of course they do.
So of course now I'm planning or going to attempt to plan this trip to Vegas in like a month and a half. So
Well,
I'll have to find you a guest for the podcast for that week because I don't think I'm going to be called. Well, depending on what day we do it, I could call in from the Disneyland Resort because we're also going to try and swing Disney as part of this trip to Vegas. So we're going to do Vegas. We're going to do a Leafs game and we're going to go to Disneyland.
Is it Disneyland in Vegas?
No, it's in California. It's about 4 hours away.
That's a Carmen's gonna kill you.
No, Carmen.
4 hour drive. Let's go to Vegas and then drive 4 hours.
No, and her answer to that was, yeah, it's like driving to Ottawa. I'm like, sure.
Oh,
But,
I'll figure it out. I'll throw it in the podcast that week.
The way I got around it was like convincing on the drive. It's like, just go buy a scarf and we'll rent a convertible and you can be we can be that couple driving down the highway in California in a convertible.
Knock that off the bucket list.
No, she's back. Hi.
I've been summoned. We're Thelma and Louising it.
Yeah, we're gonna Thelma and Louise it from Nevada to Southern
You're
California.
gonna Thelma and Louise it?
To all the youngins who don't know what Thelma and Louise is.
Fuck, I'm really gonna have to find another co-host.
Or we
to
can
that.
Bonnie and Clyde it. There's apparently a Bonnie and Clyde museum on the border of Nevada and
I
California.
heard there
Wait,
was.
if you guys Bonnie and Clyde it, I'm screwed. I gotta find another co-host.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you need to figure out how to run this show because I do this.
Yeah,
every
it's,
week.
you hit a button or something. I don't know. You figure it out.
Where is this? No, you came and joined us. For those who don't know, this is my wife. Say hi, wife.
My wife.
No, I didn't say my wife. I said hi, wife.
My wife.
That's not what Sal said, and I can't hear him right now.
Wait,
So
my wife?
I said my
Is that
wife.
Perry Mom?
we're doing it live.
It is. Perry. Agent P.
All right, I'm all hooked into the Matrix, and now you can be too if you want to hang out with us. And chat
Sorry, I
for a
was
bit.
eating dinner and then
You heard
I heard
honeymoon
things.
talk, and you had to come in and,
Yes.
and chat. So introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, I am the wife that Mitchell keeps talking about. Carmen is my name.
I said that part already.
We've been calling you Carmen.
Yeah. Well, I said wife at first, and then
Stupid ear.
just one in is fine. One in is fine. You can hear it's fine enough. So yeah, you messaged me what 2 days ago or
yeah.
yesterday, and just like let's go to Vegas. I'm like,
Like,
yeah,
go
why
to
not?
Vegas.
And I said, yeah, sure, because then I realized one, hockey, and two, Disney. Two of my favorite things. If you can see my room right now, actually, let's.
Nope.
No, I'm
It's
gonna
good.
play a game of here's something cool in my room.
Oh no.
You're ready for Mitch to
Over
drop something.
No. I like this one. This one's fun. So this is my Zeus pop vinyl from the animated film Hercules. These little.
Don't grab the haunted one though. It's face down for a reason.
Oh yeah.
No. No.
I'll tell that story when Carmen's not around.
no,
We have a
no,
haunted pop vinyl in our house. It's hilarious. But
cool.
yeah, I really like because this is really cool because it's got like even the hair is like sculpted
the
the
hair
way
is
you'd
cool.
think from the movie. Like even at the back, like it's a beefy
It looks
pop
good.
vinyl. I really
like
like
that.
it.
You can tell the story, but don't touch
No,
it.
I'm not telling anything. We'll save that for a later podcast.
Can we tell it at Halloween?
Foreshadowing. Yeah, that could be our Halloween show that we're not going to be here for because we're going to be at Disney.
Great.
I already
get to
told
plan-
Sal
It's
we're
the
gonna-
Halloween week.
Yeah.
It's the week
Oh,
before Halloween.
This is going to be incredible. Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's our planning now. We're something stupid. Get ready.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, so when we got engaged at Disney World in Orlando, for those who don't know, because I'm a big old dork, and Private
Say
Jeep
my
says say my name, so we'll do that. But we got engaged there in 2018. That I'm now learning is the year that we got engaged because I'm an idiot and I forget things. I'm forgetful in my old age.
They can see Carmen's eyes. She's ready to kill you.
Timothy.
Timothy. The best name. That's gonna be our first son.
Timothy George.
Timothy.
Tim Jim.
Tim Jim.
Snap into a Tim Jim.
No, so part of my ulterior motive to getting engaged at Disney World was when we take vacations, we can tie it back to our engagement by going to a theme park. And I love theme parks. So this is me being a jackass and basically saying, okay, now we can plan our trip around going to Disney. Because our original Europe plan included Disneyland Paris, and now our Vegas includes Disneyland California.
Look at the accent.
California.
Oh, I mean, we're going to be driving down the coast. I'm going to create, if anyone has California related songs or puns that are in music, send me those songs
don't.
because I'm going to make a California road trip playlist. It's going to start with Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts.
Of course it is.
Followed by 3 hours of Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts.
Mitch, I think there's a song called California that you should
And
throw
then
in
California
before the
Girls,
Rascal
and then
Flatts song.
play the OC song.
That's the one he was talking about.
The
California, we're going to get a claim. California.
Mitch, you have to start with California Love. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Californication.
No, when we
California Love.
get
California
into
Love has to
California
be-
Love comes on.
Okay.
It has to be California.
Well, if I'm driving, you have to be the DJ. And are we going to pay double what it would be? We could rent a very modest sized sedan.
Oh, no.
And not be concerned about the trunk space from the big ass luggage she's going to lug all the way to California.
Yeah, no. We're not going to do that.
But we have to
We're getting a Mustang.
we have to rent a convertible, of course.
We're getting a Mustang.
Watch us get there. They'll be like, yeah, we don't have any convertible Mustangs. We'll give you like a convertible Chrysler Sebring.
Get a convertible
Nice.
Kia Soul. It's very.
Yeah, imagine.
I mean, that would just be a Kia Soul that's
Just be a Kia
seen
Soul.
better days and just missing its roof, right?
It's an improvement,
Why
I
not
think.
feet?
It looks like a friend of ours might have gotten some new
Shaker
Twitch
feet.
emotes, and he's spamming them in our chat.
It's okay.
It's totally fine.
It's fine. Drive up the engagement, buddy.
Yeah, we love to see it. But no, it's so I'm looking forward to that trip. I'm looking forward to dropping way more money than I probably should on a lightsaber that's gonna break on the way back.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'll fucking die of laughter if that lightsaber breaks.
So I'll take videos.
I will cry.
I'll take
Legitimately, I will cry.
And he has to bring it on the plane too.
Oh, Brynvar in our chat brings up a very good point. We have 4 hours to kill in a car driving from Nevada to California. If we have an American SIM card, you know that we are live streaming that road trip.
Absolutely we are. That would be so much fun. We're in the Disney.
Like when our buddy Adam did, I can't remember, he was going to like pick up a piece of furniture or something, and him and his brother did a live stream
They
from
did
the
a live
moving
stream?
van. But we'll 100% do a live stream that day, and
That is so much fun.
everyone is welcome to hang out with us when we do that in October. But it's not October now, Sal. So what have you been up to now? And this is the point where if you don't want to listen to us gab anymore, you
Well,
can.
I'm listening to you guys on my phone anyways.
Okay. Do you want to
you
stay
go.
here, or you want to go listen to us on your phone?
I'm not going to go and listen with your viewers.
Okay. You go enjoy the viewers in the chat. Make sure you keep them honest. That reminds me. Hold on. I need to make
Are you going to make me a mod?
100%.
Whoa.
Alright, bye.
An honor.
Bye. Bye, wifey.
Bye, man.
Bye.
So now you can like time people out and ban them. And it's a good time. Good time.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we'll 100% do some fun stuff around that trip. But so look forward to that as we get there. But there is so far away. So Sal, what else have you been up to now?
What else have I done? I watched a little movie called Bullet Train the other day.
Yeah, that's one that we super duper want to see. It's mostly like trying to find time to go to the movies is like pulling teeth sometimes.
Fair.
So you're lucky you
that's
don't have
where
as
we-
much commitment as we do. But no, how was Bullet Train? That's one. It's definitely on my radar.
It was okay. To me, it was fine. It was okay. Like, it wasn't incredible. I thought it would be a bit better. My gripes with it are mainly Brad Pitt seems to be trying to play Ryan Reynolds the entire movie.
Ryan Reynolds or Tom Cruise? Because I definitely
Ryan
got Tom
Reynolds.
Cruise vibes from the trailers.
Me too, but the movie's more him trying to be Ryan Reynolds, I feel.
Okay.
It's okay. It wasn't terrible. It's not the worst thing I've seen this year. It's not the best thing I've seen this year. Liked it more than Thor. Tell you that much.
I mean, I got to see Thor again. I gave it a hard time coming out of it just because we did a lot of comparisons to Ragnarok, and it's a reasonable thing to do just because it's the sequel to that movie, but at the same time, created in totally different circumstances, both the state of Marvel and the state of the visual effects industry. So I can get some of the disillusion with Thor. What I want to know, without spoiling anything, how was the performance of one Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, better known as Bad Bunny? And I need to know this because
Wrestling legend Bad Bunny?
well, no, we need to know this because he will be playing. I'm going to say not at all famous wrestler El Muerto from the Spider-Man universe in the Sony Pictures Spider-Man universe. And it's terrible, and I don't look forward to it. So I need to
You know
know
what?
if he's
At
bad
least,
enough here that...
At least that movie's going to come out because DC's not going to cancel it to save Ezra Miller.
You want to talk about that? We can talk about that.
What do we got? This movie is... You froze for a second. That spooked me. Oh my god.
You were frozen.
We both froze.
Well, now we're unfrozen. So tell me more
We're
about Bullet
unfrozen.
Train, what you liked. So, is it worth seeing?
I'd go watch it. If you can get a
In
group of friends
theaters
together,
or wait for the at-home experience?
if you can get a group of buddies together to go watch it, go nuts. It's a fun. It's fun. It's nothing amazing. It's a fun movie.
Okay. Any buddies in the chat who want to come hang out with me and watch Bullet Train, feel free to reach out. We'll figure something out. But do you want to talk about the Ezra Miller stuff? Because it is such a weird situation that DC is in right now.
I feel like the Ezra Miller stuff's gonna take an hour.
I mean, we got time. I got nowhere to be.
Uh, we can touch on it maybe. I don't like. It's just fucked. It's crazy to me that all these other productions are getting canceled, but Ezra Miller has done so much fucked up shit in the last year and a bit, and they're just ignoring it. And they're like, "Yep, Flashpoint. Come watch
Well,
it when it comes out."
well, did you see the news that came out today that they basically have three options when it comes to the Flash movie? That either they're
Mhm.
going to have Ezra Miller get in front of a camera and do an interview as to what happened, why it happened, and apologize for all of it, and basically do very minimal press for the movie. The
Mhm.
second option was that they do zero press for the movie at all, whether or not it includes Ezra Miller. And the third option is they're just going to can it, which would be taking a $200 million hit.
There's no way they're canning this movie. If they can this movie, I'll be shocked. There's too much. I don't know. If they can it and release the other stuff, they're not going to do it though. There's too much going for Flashpoint. I think this is the way they're just gonna. They've been planning to reset the DC cinematic universe, and this was their out to do it.
Yeah, but you can't reset it with Ezra Miller. That's the
Just
problem.
make them reverse Flash. Just make it all like a plot twist that the
The
Flash and
problem is
DC would
they're in
actually
so
work.
much of the movie and they play multiple versions of Barry Allen in the movie that it's like they can't go back and reshoot it. It would cost them just as much to do reshoots as it would to just, you know, not put the movie out. So that's where I
No,
can
I
see
know.
them not putting it out. It's
It's
such a weird situation. And then we see these other properties that are reportedly on hold: Static Shock, Blue Beetle,
Blue
the
Beetle. If Blue Beetle doesn't come out, I'm gonna be so
the
pissed.
black led Superman movie where a black man was going to be playing Superman,
I
the
think it was Michael B.
Supergirl
Jordan writing it.
project.
No,
Well, no, I think they were also planning on casting not Kal-El, but I can't remember which version of Superman, but it was a black Superman.
it's I can't. The name's escaping me right now because I'm just trying to like process the Ezra Miller stuff.
Yeah, you look that
Um,
up. I'll keep talking. But all of those are supposedly on hold, and Steve Vigvari,
Val's
but
Dodd. That's what it is.
Valzad, yes, thank you, buddy of ours and great content creator, podcaster, writer in his own right, basically tweeted out today saying, all of these properties have something in common in that everything that's being shelved is starring an actor, it's a non-white character, a non-white portrayal of the actor, starting with Batgirl and then all those other properties I just listed. So WB or Discovery, now that they've taken over WB, looking really racist. And they still want to put out a movie starring, accused burglar and brainwasher and all this other stuff in Ezra Miller. So I don't
They
get it.
started a cult.
Yeah,
Ezra Miller
they
started.
they
It's,
started a
it's
cult.
actually like it's nuts. It's like you throw like names and things into like a Mad Libs simulator, and whatever it spews out is whatever Ezra Miller ends up doing that week.
Ezra
Uh,
Miller being charged with aggravated burglary in Vermont was not something I had on my 2022 bingo card.
it's one of the many things Ezra Miller did apparently.
Private Jeebus in our Twitch chat, which you can hang out into at twitch.tv/nerdopolisnet for now until we figure out a new name for the show, says that Dwayne Johnson is apparently going to be joining Warner Brothers as a DC advisor.
Oh no.
And I'm cautiously optimistic for the Black Adam movie, but not for Dwayne Johnson. I'm here for Dr. Fate, played by Pierce Brosnan.
That's good casting. That's
It
really
is
good
great casting. I am still very concerned with what that movie looks like. I still want to see DC League of Super Pets starring Dwayne Johnson as Crypto the Superdog.
I heard that was good.
I want to see it eventually.
I heard that's a fun movie to watch. They gave the Justice League a very bizarre redesign, though.
Yeah.
Those are some ugly character designs. I'm sorry, but they're kind of like,
No, and I think they need to do the Kevin Feige thing of have somebody come in, scrap everything, burn it to the ground, and restart from scratch and do something, because I don't understand how they can't make these characters work in live action. They've done it. The 89 Batman, the Tim Burton Batman movies. Like, Superman Returns is actually a pretty good Superman film.
Yeah, but you're missing. You know what the problem is? The Dark Knight came out before all these movies, and they all tried to
Yeah.
be the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
All of them tried to be the Dark Knight.
Hey, we're still getting the Joker 2 for some godforsaken reason.
I'm so interested in that because it's just going to be a musical.
A musical starring Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
It's
And
going
while
to
I
be
am
an experience.
it's going to be something to see, but also it's not something to see in a good way, if that makes sense.
I like TJ's idea. Throw an underscore under the name.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a bit.
I had a really good name that I pitched to Mitch, but it got shot down in 2 seconds.
Which one was that?
The one that you immediately told me no.
You have to be more specific.
Nah, the first one I told you no.
Again, I have the memory of a goldfish. You just need to tell me what it is.
Mitchell. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. No. The answer to that is no.
It would be so good. It would be incredible. But yeah, DC's got to sort their shit. They need to just cancel everything. What's left that's coming out? Aquaman 2 is coming out still for sure.
The only thing with
I hope is
dates
coming out.
Aquaman 2, Black Adam, Joker 2, I think are the only one, and The Flash, the only ones that have.
But Flash is not Flash. Sorry, Joker 2 doesn't count because it's not even in the universe.
But it's still a DC property that they're developing for theatrical release.
TJ, you're close with that name.
No, I showed them.
Oh, okay.
When they were here last weekend, and they laughed.
Okay. As long as they're in the know.
He knows what's up.
All right.
He knows what's up.
Yeah,
I don't got much else to say.
Justin's the best. Justin just jumps right to the point. That's not my call.
Here's to new beginnings. So fucking drop it already.
I'm glad someone said it because I wasn't going to.
Someone did, but we're not going to say it here because we're not going to justify that in recorded form.
What was I going to say? Sorry, they should just start it over, build it from the ground up again. Just let Matt Reeves handle all the Batman stuff. Find someone who cares about Batman, like Matt Reeves does for Superman, and you build from there. You build a Superman. What we need right now is
you need to build them separately before you try to bring them together. That's what the Snyderverse did wrong, in that we got a standalone Superman film. 5 years later, we got Superman v Batman. I think we got Wonder Woman in there before Justice League, but then they just threw everything together and said, now it works.
Yeah, that's their problem. They tried playing catch up with Marvel, but they were already like a whole phase and a half behind. And you can't do that.
No. And that's the problem, is now we're seeing the result of them trying to do that, and it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
They need, like, the other thing too, how many of the DC animated films have you watched?
I've seen a good chunk.
They are some of, if not the best superhero stories we've seen captured in film, animated or not, in a very long time.
Well, DC's animated stuff
how
blows
animation
a lot
can
of
do
stuff
so
out of the water.
well, and then the live action just doesn't.
They get the people that care more to do the animated stuff, apparently, because I don't know. No, there's been a few good DC movies that came out. I liked Birds of Prey a lot. I expected nothing for that movie, and it was like a solid 6 out of 10.
Oh, the other thing that we have that is still confirmed, at least as of this week, by James Gunn, is that Peacemaker Season 2 is happening.
That's a good one. That's fine.
I hope that sticks and doesn't end up a casualty of all this. I think it's far enough removed from the Justice League. I'm gonna call it a kerfuffle.
The whole DCU has been a kerfuffle.
Yeah, except for the part that James Gunn did.
The good Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
The 7 out of 10 Suicide Squad.
I actually saw them filming the bad Suicide Squad movie because they filmed that in Toronto.
You didn't tell them to stop?
I should have, in hindsight. But we were at it's what is? I think it's YTZ, Mike. to answer your question in the chat, the Billy Bishop airport code. I think it's YTZ. But either way, we will. What was I talking about? Oh, the Bad Suicide Squad movie. So we went down to a lacrosse game where they play at the same. They used to play in the same building as the Toronto Maple Leafs. So right downtown.
YTZ.
Yeah, it is YTZ. I got it right. I've been researching a trip. That's why I know.
A trip.
Just a little jaunt. No, we were at this lacrosse game and they'd shut down one of the busiest streets in downtown Toronto to film the Joker chase scene where Ben Affleck's Batman's on top of the car and everything. It was like, hey, look, it's a Batmobile, which didn't even end up in the movie, I don't think.
No, the Batmobile was there.
Was it in that one? I thought it was just Joker's car.
No, it was in the first 20 minutes where they introduced everybody, one after another. The whole first 20 minutes of that movie felt like a trailer.
I mean, the whole first 20 minutes of that movie was in the trailers.
You're right.
Look, our lacrosse team moved to Hamilton, so if anything, you should be trying to throw shade at us that you can go to those games and we have to drive an hour.
Man, if I didn't have a reason not to go watch a lacrosse game, I have even more of a reason not to.
So yeah, I saw them filming that movie when we were leaving a lacrosse game. I thought, oh, that's neat. I can say that when that movie comes out, and it does so well. And here I am.
That movie was so jarring because Batman turned off of Dundas Square and he ended up at the Lakeshore.
No, so we all know Ben Affleck's Batman ended up at a strip club.
Ben Affleck's Batman was robbed. I liked him.
He was great. I think it was
minus him being the killing Batman. I liked him a lot as Batman.
Yeah, I mean the killing Batman also makes sense for a modern Batman.
Batman doesn't kill.
But Batman, yeah,
Batman does not kill. But I don't know. They wasted him and Henry Cavill, and I'm upset because Henry Cavill was a good Superman. He just needed a good script.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
The whole 2 minutes where they let him be Superman in those 3 movies was awesome.
Honestly, I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I think that's a good movie. I think it's a good Superman movie, except for the end.
It's okay. There's glimmers of that movie that shine, and there's glimmers of that movie that's not good.
Yeah. We'll talk about the DCEU and how we would fix it on a later episode. I think that'd be a great topic. And it would have been a great topic today. But we got to talk about something else, Sal.
Our topic is just what
did we do?
We haven't even gone through what we've done this week.
We got through enough of it. It's fine. Sal played some
I want to
video
mention
games.
a game, though. I want to mention.
All right, fine.
I want to mention 2 things I played. Well, I'll go into more about one. One, I played Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed a lot this week because I just felt like playing a kart racer. It's good.
It's fine.
It's a good game.
It's fine.
I was playing it on Steam. It's fun. It's a good kart racer. It's like a spiritual successor to Diddy Kong Racing that I've wanted forever. And if you got an Xbox Series X, it's got a 60 FPS patch.
Oh, does it?
It does. And if you got it on PC, it runs at 60. Or if you dig out your PS3 out of your attic, you can play it at 30. Regardless, good game.
Is that the one they gave out on PlayStation Plus a couple of months ago?
That's Team Sonic Racing.
That's Team Sonic Racing. Okay.
I haven't touched that one yet.
Transformed on the PS3.
That game's fun. That's a good game. That's a fun game.
Team Sonic Racing or Transformed?
Sonic Transformed. That game's fun.
Yeah, really, I didn't really enjoy Team Sonic Racing when I jumped into that when it was on PS Plus.
Mm-hmm. But also a little indie game came out last week called Frogun.
I thought you were going to say Cult of the Lamb because I feel like that's
today.
Everyone's talking about this week. Yeah,
that's today. I installed that. I'm going to try that out later on. But a little game called Frogun. It's Frogun. Frogun. Okay. Whatever. I'm going to link it. And I'll link the Steam page in the chat here. It's neat little game. Definitely inspired by like the N64 PS1 era of platformers.
Oh god.
It's really good. You're this little kid, you're an explorer. Your parents go into this little expedition thing. You haven't seen them for a bit. You're like, I'm gonna go help them and find them, whatever. And you have a little frog, a grappling hook companion. You go around the level, typical like collect-a-thon platformer stuff. Fun game, not very expensive. It's currently $13. And then they're doing an introductory price on everything. It's on everything, I'm pretty sure.
I'm seeing it on Switch. It's got a 20% off. Doesn't say when that promotion ends, though.
Good game. Very fun. Achievements seem pretty good. I've gotten maybe half of them just by playing the game and collecting most of the stuff. It's probably just going to be like collect everything to get the platinum or whatever.
Right.
But solid game if you want to just like chill, play like a comfy old school platformer. It's got a
For
grappling
whatever
hook.
reason, I see this game and I think Mega Man Legends.
It kind of looks like Mega Man Legends. I
But
like the design of the
a
main
good
character. It's
game because
adorable.
Mega Man Legends wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's like aesthetically it looks like Mega Man Legends. This game's fun though. I'm not done it. Fun game. I'd
Yeah.
recommend it, especially for $13 Canadian. It's cheaper in the States if you're over there. But
Actually, you know what?
yeah, fun little game.
Okay,
I'd
so
recommend it.
we talked before this podcast that we were gonna hang out for a bit afterwards and play some games, play some video games. And I know we were planning on jumping into the Fall Guys Sonic stuff, but I forgot that Rumbleverse dropped today.
Oh, true.
So I'm wondering if we get that downloading now, we talk for a bit, and then maybe we play that instead of.
I think I downloaded it. Did I download
I don't think I have
it?
it downloaded, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm
Is it
hoping y'all ain't hearing my
crossplay?
game.
I
I
hope
would
it's
assume so. Most of these free to play battle royales are crossplay.
Yeah, I
Either
installed
way,
it
I'm
on
gonna download it
PC.
on the PS5, and then hopefully it is.
Yeah, no, we can either one really. Sonic, I just wanted to do the Sonic stuff because I want the event stuff before it
Yeah.
goes away. But
For sure.
But-
Well, I mean, the event stuff also isn't that good. All you get
I
by
want-
finishing it is Sonic shoes as a wearable.
I just want the nameplate really.
Yeah, you
I
get
bought
that in
my-
one match.
I bought my Knuckles. I'm happy.
I got Knuckles and Sonic, yeah. So yeah, we'll probably stick around after we finish recording the podcast. Either play some Fall Guys or play some Rumbleverse if that can download in a reasonable amount of time. 'Cause
We'll
it's
play
so cheap to
something if
download.
you guys want to hang out and do something. We'll see what's
Yeah.
going on.
But I think before we get to playing some games, we got to get to. I got
Today's
one thing.
sponsor.
I got one thing before we get to that. These are not my Pulse 3D headphones I was wearing last week.
They're not. They look nicer.
They feel nicer, to be honest. They're not nearly as heavy.
Take that PlayStation.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to throw some shade because I put them on like Monday or Tuesday, and one of the right driver, like the right headphone speaker, just not working. So I was super disappointed.
That's always fun.
But so yeah, I was doing some research. I put it on Twitter, try to get some ideas for what headphones to buy. Everyone's just sending me like $400 headphones, $500 headphones. I'm like, I'm
Because
looking to replace something.
you asked all the big time streamers we know.
I didn't ask anybody. I just put it on Twitter, and those are who replied.
Yeah, that's the small.
Either way, I went and looked for something in the range of the 3D Pulse 3D headset. I was just going to pick up another pair of them, but then I settled on these, which are the Razer Barracuda. It's their latest. It's their new headset. It doesn't have the RGB, thank God, because I have enough of that. In my...
Mine sounds better because it glows. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the glowing bit. Glowing makes it better, I'm sure.
It amplifies it.
What I liked about these is they come with a USB-C dongle that I can just plug into the PlayStation. So if I do want to be wireless, I can just unplug them and do that over a 2.4 gigahertz connection. But I can also pair them to my phone via Bluetooth. So it's one button to switch between Bluetooth or the 2.4 gigahertz USB-C adapter.
The Xbox headset works pretty well.
I thought about the Xbox headset too, but the wireless Xbox headset doesn't have a 3.5 millimeter in.
Oh well, I got the.
And
Bluetooth
I need that
one.
because
It's
behind the magic here, this microphone I'm using has a 3.5 millimeter in, so that I can plug my headphones right into it and I can hear myself talk. Because who am I if not wanting to listen to myself talk all day, right?
That's true. Yeah, I'm glad you found your headset though, because one earphones are very annoying. Incredibly
that
annoying,
and
actually.
the earbuds I was using this week, the ones that Carmen was using before she dipped out on us, they sound great, but I can't keep those things in my ears for 4 or 5 hours if I want to if I want to be a real gamer. You know what I mean?
You gotta be the real gamer, the over ears, and you have to be sweaty after, or else do you really play
the
games?
thing is, I don't think I'll get that sweaty with these because they're not like the pleather. I don't know how well this is gonna show up on the camera. It actually might if I do something, and I can't hear you right now, so you can say whatever you want to say, and I won't hear you say it. So turn that off.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna
great for our audio listeners.
mouth things.
It's cloth. It's not that pleather stuff. So like at least in my having worn it, it's not like I don't feel any heat building up the way I did with the Pulse headset after a little bit. So
that's good. I'm glad you found something that you like, and it's probably gonna last you a lot longer than those Pulse headset did.
I got like a year and a half out of the Pulse, and that does not make me happy. That should have lasted longer, and I'm really disappointed it didn't. I'm gonna give him to a buddy who said he wants to pull it apart and try and fix it. And I'm just like, have at it, because
There
I've
you go.
moved on to something
Not a
new, and I
PlayStation
think we
headset.
should move on to something important to the both of us right now, and that's our topic of the show, where we try to figure out a new name for this podcast.
I don't know. There's been some it's just been some pretty good suggestions in the chat.
Yeah, except they're terrible. Oh, also, I'm seeing in chat, there is no sponsor thing involved at all. I just went, did some research, found these headphones and bought them. They're just really nice and comfy, and that's why I said they good.
Because we both have Razer headsets. There's no sponsorship.
Yo, Razer, though, if you're out there, if you're listening, hit your boys up. We're happy to. I could use a new keyboard. Like, what's up?
Nine called. They didn't even want the logo's good.
It's not though.
like the
It's a terrible
Roy
logo.
Halladay. I look at the logo and think of Roy Halladay.
Okay, that's fair. Roy Halladay, Toronto Blue Jays legend, tragically gone too soon.
This is my Halladay hat. I have plenty of other with the good logo over there. Felt like wearing this one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna skip over any of our recurring bits because we've already been going almost an hour. So we want to probably get to the meat and potatoes of this, and hopefully not go too long. Hopefully y'all can stick with us. We need to figure out a new name for this show. For those who weren't here at the beginning, we were served a cease and desist as we were going off the air last week. And while it holds no ground and included a number of typos, we still feel like we want to make sure that what we're calling this show suits what this show is, who we are, who we want to be, the vibe we want to bring to the game. The Saltastic Podcast. That's great.
Jig Pod's a good name.
Anything that's just about you, right?
Jig Pod's a good name though.
Yeah, oh yeah? Why is that?
Rolls off the tongue.
It doesn't though.
Jig Pod.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Okay, Jig Pod, Mitchcast.
I mean, Mitchcast doesn't sound terrible.
See, when the ego gets stroked, it's a good name, eh, Mitchell?
Oh,
Jesus
you stroke
Christ.
my ego all night long, baby.
The jig spot.
No, so we've had a couple of ideas. We've been going back and forth, and I think we just need to. We're almost kind of just using this time as a chance to get together because it's hard to find time and chat about what we think the kind of vibe we want to go for and finding a name that suits that. So we had getting cheeky with it. My God,
That's a good name. I unironically
it's a great name if we didn't have to worry about Will Smith coming out of the woodwork and slapping the crap out of us for using it.
It's okay. He'll send an apology video in 4 months and say he feels bad.
If we get Will Smith tagging us in something, that's a win in my book.
What was I gonna say? I unironically like the name of the podcast formerly known as Nerdcast, Nerdopolis.
No.
It's funny.
What we can do is I want that to be a bit, but it's a bit that we'll bring out once a year. On our anniversary, we will be the podcast formerly known as the Nerdopolis Podcast. But we need something regular.
What are what were the serious ones we had? We had By the Nerds. You wanted to go with?
By the Nerds. I'll throw some of these in the chat so people can see.
Son of a Mitch.
These are good. There. Son of a Mitch. No, because eventually maybe I'll have a son of a Mitch, and that just gets awkward really quick.
By the Nerds.
No. The other one, the one that so TJ gave me this idea. We were hanging out last weekend. Was Aged Up or Aged Out, something along those lines. Because
Aged Out.
Well, no, we're getting to a point where we're not like when we're talking on this podcast. It's something that I've struggled with in the past with podcasting or with just chatting in general. Is not being in on the latest, greatest zeitgeist, what everyone else is talking about right now. Like you brought up Frogun, which is new and that's cool. I had one thing to bring up that was new, but it was on Disney Plus because I'm a shill for Papa Chapek over at Disney. But the idea behind Aged Up, as he pulls out his Agent P coffee mug, which I'm assuming is full of whiskey,
100%,
is we're at a point where if we're not keeping up with the latest and greatest. We're having a conversation about you know what, the Zoom Boom show,
Zoom Boom podcast.
the Zoom Boom. The idea behind that one is we're not always going to be up on what's new and happening, but we're going to have stuff that we're doing and stuff that's happening to us. And while it's not going to be, you know, I saw the latest movie every week, I'll play the latest game, the latest indie, whatever the case might be. We might be jumping back into Mega Man Battle Network 3 on the Wii U or something else that is old that I can think of without looking.
Like, this is the whole point of this is just like us getting together to shoot the shit. Like, this isn't like a gaming podcast or the movie podcast. I'm just a loser that goes to the movies almost every week.
Yeah,
So
we're going to talk about a lot of
about.
movies. We're going to talk about a lot of games because that's what we're into. But if we have guests on, I want to have guests on that, like, we talk about having a dad episode where we have a bunch of our dad friends on to talk about what it's like to be a dad and a gamer. It'd be great if I could do an episode with, you know, our siblings. So I get my sister, you get your brothers. You talk about being married to a dork who plays games too much.
Terrible idea.
It is, but it'd be fun, right?
We want to have something general for the variety of what we want to talk about, right?
Yeah, and it sucks to say, oh, we're just going to be a generalist podcast, but at the end of the day, we just want a place to chill, a place to hang out, a place to shoot the shit, have friends on. I'm not trying to use anybody, Mike. I was just using that as an example. You don't have to be on an episode of this show if you don't want to be. We'd love to have you because it's fun getting to chat with you. But we're not trying to use anybody. It's more so we want to have a space where everyone can feel welcome, can come in and can have a conversation about whatever's on their mind, whether it be the Ezra Miller situation or the state of healthcare in America or, you know, Gary Whitta released a Batman comic. We want to be able to just
condiments on barbecue, like literally whatever you want to talk about, like anything in general. Like, honestly, we want something general.
Meet me at our spot. Our spot.
That has to be taken.
I know, but our spot podcast might not be.
That's
our spot show.
That's a
caught a vibe. That's too zoomer for me, Shotgun McPain.
There's a bar. There's a breakfast place called Our Spot.
Keep my Mitch out your Mitchin' mouth.
Meet me at our bar. Oh my god. Yeah, no, there's. I thought we were over the part of finding a name, but I guess not.
Catch a vibe.
Catch a vibe. Caught a vibe. Can I borrow a feeling podcast? Can I borrow a podcast?
Can I borrow some sugar?
Can I borrow a feeling?
No, so I mean, what do you like? I know we talk about by the nerds because at the end of the day, we're nerds. We're going to talk about nerdy stuff. Is that still something you're vibing with, or do you want to? Do you still? I love the idea of having nerd in the title because it is kind of descriptive as to who we are, what we want the show's primary vibe to feel like. It's going to be nerdy at the end of the day. Nerd is
my
the
issue.
word.
That has to be taken. There's no way it's not taken. I mean, you put on your serious cap. Go ahead, Shotgun. I want to hear how serious this can get.
I would offer to let any of our listeners or guests to come into Discord and talk to us, but it would make Sal look like 17 boxes at once because that's how we're doing it. Yeah,
like I'm not married to the word nerd. Like Nerdopolis was a good name. I liked the name more than I liked having nerd in the title.
I liked having nerd in the title because it like would be what's up nerds. Nerds could be our community kind of thing.
We can still call people nerds. We don't have to have it in the name.
I know, but if you're just calling them nerds and it's not related to the show, then you're just making fun of them.
Shit, I tried doing Nerdtropolis. I pitched that. Wasn't
that already taken?
I don't know. I tried. I don't know if we checked.
All right, either way. So staying away from nerd or geek, then I just, if we're doing that, I want to find something that still describes what we are and the vibe we're going for. You know what I mean? Poop Tropica? Yeah, Poop Tropica works.
Yeah,
find like
I want to find like a general name, just because this is a general podcast. Because I don't know, all the good word plays for nerd are gone.
100%.
And Nerdopolis was really the only one I thought of. Like, you know what? Maybe this. And we looked. When we looked, there was nothing. And then we got the URLs and stuff. We got all the channel names and everything. And then the second we upload the first episode, we find this foreign podcast called Nerdopolis. Oh my god. General Failure? That's a good name. General
Everything
Failure.
is awesome.
That's taken. There's no way. That's a Lego podcast.
It's the name of a song.
That's a Lego podcast somewhere.
L plus ratio.
Pee pee poo poo pod.
Pee pee poo pod. Poo poo pee pee pot pod.
Failing together. But yeah, no, it's tough. It was tough thinking of one name. It's even harder thinking of another one. Unless you want to just straight up call it like the Jig and Mitch show, the Mitch and Jig show.
No, I don't want it to be something related to us. Just because I want it to be more than us. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be a space for everybody.
Don't have a name.
Insert name here.
A pod
404
with no name.
name not found.
A pod with no name. There's no way that's not taken. Yep, that's taken everywhere.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, we should have just made a podcast 10 years ago, Mitch. I don't know what to tell you.
We tried. Well, this is going to be a lot. No.
We might just we'll write out Nerdopolis maybe until we think of a name. Fell off podcast. Fell off cast.
Or something to do with I was also trying to think of video game power-ups and how we could use that to describe the vibe we want to bring to the show. So there was that too, just trying to be high energy and knowing it's going to fall off in the last third. So we could call it every Marvel movie.
Big Mushroom Pod.
The Big Brynvar Show.
The Big Brynvar Show.
We already have an intro that Rob made for me.
Really, a general name is probably even harder to think of because there's just so many.
Oh yeah.
There's just so many things you could call it. It's hard. This is very hard. I don't know. I didn't think we're gonna make a decision tonight.
I didn't either. I just wanted to have some. Oh, okay, that's got to be taken, right?
Stuffed cats.
I had an idea. Yeah, it's totally taken. Okay, it's taken. Maybe not, but Joking Hazard.
Joking Hazard has to be taken. That's familiar. Stuffed Cast is definitely a Build a Bear podcast.
The other thing too is I have to look at podcasts and make sure there's nothing in there. I mean that could, but this has to be taken as a podcast name, right?
Which?
Maybe it's not. It's okay. I gotta search YouTube, but this isn't taken.
What is it?
Joking Hazard.
There's no way Joking Hazard's not taken.
I'm telling you, it's not on iTunes.
There's no fucking way.
I'm just telling you what I'm reading. All right. Joking Hazard Pod is not taken, or Joking Hazard
fucking
Show.
That's the fucking Cyanide and Happiness comic game.
Oh, is it?
It's Joking Hazard. That's why it's familiar.
Okay, never mind.
We can't do it. Cyanide and Happiness will make a cartoon about killing us or something.
Yeah, we don't want to. Damn it, that was a. What else rhymes with choking? Other than this podcast.
Nerdapalooza.
Nerd House.
Nerd House. Nerdapalooza. That's gotta be taken.
What?
Nerdapalooza.
Mm-hmm.
The Morbius podcast.
Bring Morbius back.
We can be the Mr. Beast podcast.
No, we can't. No one heard us say that. We're not doing that. No one get us in trouble with Mr. Beast. He has a lot of money.
Mr. Beast. He'll pay us money to stop making the name Mr. Beast podcast. We could be the not Mr. Beast podcast. We're not misleading anybody. Mr. Beast is not here.
Yeah, just more BS.
Morbiapolis.
No.
Not a pod.
Friends talk stuff.
Not a pod. Morbiapolis. Not a pod sounds like a Pokemon.
No less than Jigpod did.
Stuffed crust Jigpod.
We're not going back to Jigpod. Maybe at the Morbies. Oh my god.
You got the Morbius. This is tough.
It is. It's not easy. Because I'm just trying to come up with a thing that describes us. Other than two chubby white kids with beards. And I'm using kid loosely, even though I'm 30.
I don't know, man. Some days I wake up and I feel 30.
Fuck you.
Boomer and Zoomer was a good name.
Podcast don't jiggle jiggle. It folds.
There we go. Our podcast is folding next week.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, there's a ton to do. There's a ton to think. Lots of stuff to think about. I like By the Nerds, but I don't know if I'm married
but also
to that name yet.
Yeah, I'm not married to it. I mean, podcasts are hard when you take your one good idea and you work on that, and then it ends up going under, and then you have to come up with another idea.
Ooh.
You could just go with your first idea, Sal.
I like my idea. It's really funny.
I do too, but no.
I ain't ready for that. We can take the other idea.
Backwards?
No, YTZ, what was it?
Oh, YTZ? No, we're not doing that.
Ring TTC. The first cast.
Bonus life?
Extra life? That's close to extra life.
That's not.
Bonus life? Free man. No, we can't do that.
Toronto Mans?
Toronto Man's cast? You're not Toronto Man's, though. You're Scarborough Man's.
Yeah. You're also, and you're Brampton Man's. Like,
no, I was born in Toronto.
I mean, I was born in East York. I'm not going to say I'm East York Man's.
I'm Toronto Man's. I lived in Toronto until a while ago. Buttonville Airport. I am a Toronto Man's, though.
No, we're not Toronto.
You can't take. You can take me out. You take the
cool.
boy out of Toronto, but you can't take Toronto out of the boy.
So are we wrapping this having made no progress whatsoever?
We've made some progress.
T-Town down.
We have more recommendations than we did last time, which is nice.
But
it's very hard. Unless you want to just be like stubborn and just like stick with Nerdopolis.
I do and I don't. Just my biggest fear is the eating into each other's YouTube views. That's the biggest thing for me. Is like it doesn't really exist anywhere except YouTube that we have this problem right now. But I want it to be that. I mean, that's the other thing too. By the Nerds is not very searchable.
Mm-hmm.
Neither was Press YYZ. To be fair,
Z Sir.
Talk about that.
Z Sir. Oh my god.
I'm still not opposed to Aged Up.
I mean, it's not bad.
Of course, you can be honest, Shotgun. Let us know. Sorry, what were you saying, Lisa?
I blanked. I don't remember anymore.
Perfect.
Nerd Night. Nerd Night? Night with the Nerds?
I agree with you on that one, Shotgun.
Yeah, it's not very searchable. I just liked the name. It looked cool. But,
At the end of the day, nothing's going to be really searchable. You don't really need to be too concerned about
Not with
that.
that attitude. Z
Hot
Surge.
takes, bad takes.
Hot take. There's no way that's not available. Stuff and Things podcast.
That's what I said. Friends talk stuff.
Sounds familiar to that other podcast.
Yeah,
Trash
hot takes is
talking.
100%. There's like 5 or 6 different hot takes.
Trash
Hot
talking.
takes with Mitch and Sal.
Hot takes and hot cakes.
The takeaway's
Yes.
not bad. There's no way
The
that's
take-
available.
The takeaway, there's no way. Yeah, there's a takeaway podcast. The takeaway stories. Yeah, there's a takeaway podcast. There's no way. Hot Pockets Pod. Wow. It just searched it. It's not. It's there. There's a takeaways podcast. It sounds like we're like ranking takeout.
We don't. Well, the idea would be we would bring on guests with hot takes and we would discuss their hot takes.
Yeah, we don't. I don't really have hot takes. I think I might. Who knows? Let me start doing that one idea we're gonna do. I might have some hot takes. But I don't know if people agree
we'll
with
get
me.
there.
But yeah, I don't know how much more we can ramble about not having a name. So
And
if you
we
wanted
just
to
need,
just
we need to brainstorm some more off pod. I think so. I
like
think
for now, we'll be Neuropolis for the time being until we think of a name, and then once we do, we change everything and hope. Bloodborne's not mid. Fuck you.
It is a hot take though.
That is a hot take. Man, no, we'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll have to, and we'll do our best to think of something before we get to the next episode. But until then, thank you for joining us for this episode 2 of the podcast, formerly or currently, or maybe won't be known as Nerdopolis.
Well, you don't want to
Given
tease
that
next
this-
week?
Huh?
You don't want to tease what we're doing next week?
Oh, are we? Oh yeah. So next week we're gonna do we're planning to do a rewatch of the MCU movies, and we're gonna do that in a way that is going to be fun for all of us. We're gonna do a tier list. So next week, Sal and I we're going to do our current tier list of MCU films. We'll do it before, and then we'll watch all the movies every week. We'll watch a movie. We'll do a quick what'd you like and rank it, and we'll do it in small bite-sized chunks at the end of each episode. So we'd love for you to follow along with us and watch those movies. So we're going to start next week with doing our current rankings of the MCU movies, shows,
Yeah.
all of it.
We'll do all of it, I guess, because everything's connected now, and it's just, oh my god, it's so much.
So you can look forward to us ranking Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But we're not doing
and
that.
Iron Fist.
Those aren't real. If humans will go unranked, that is not real.
Yeah, we'll rank it based on the first 5 minutes of the movie. That'd be fun. But no, so next week we're planning on doing our before the rewatch MCU tier list, and we'll compare it to what the tier list at the end after we've watched everything, and just see how it goes. And we'll just come back to this every time there's a new MCU thing and add it to the list.
Iron Fist into the Shadow Realm.
So yeah, next week you can look forward to us doing our before the rewatch tier list of all the MCU movies. But until then, this has been what has been Nerdopolis, or might still be. I don't know yet. It's been episode 2. We're only 2 episodes in. So if you can take the time to, if you're on YouTube, hitting the thumbs up, leaving a comment means so much. iTunes, Spotify, those reviews, those ratings mean a lot, especially since we'll go through a name change at some point and everything's going to be messed up. Share it with your friend, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandma's cat, get them to subscribe over on YouTube or their podcast service of choice. It does mean so much. We want to reach as many people as we can because we want to make a space where we all feel comfortable getting together, hanging out, having a good time, whether it be here, in Discord, whatever the case might be. We want to connect with you. We want you to connect with us. So please do. And we look forward to hearing from you soon. But until next time, keep it nerdy.